people come here because they know that as soon as they arrive, they'll be taken to a hotel. I mean, we heard this week that, you know, the government say, oh, we're going to move them out of the luxury hotels. Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yes.
And we're going to put them in, you know, less nice hotels, but that's still putting them in hotels, you know.
Yeah, and they might be desperate, but actually they're more determined. And we think that there are a lot more deserving people back where they've come from, and really the help needs to be focused there.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, if everybody leaves the country can't rebuild itself,
No,
can it? So
exactly.
the help's needed back where the source is.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now, you published a list of some of the hotel locations on your website. I don't know whether that was a national picture or whether just a local picture where you are.
So there is a national list that was shared on Facebook, and we merely reshared it on Facebook.
And is it right to say that there's something like 400 to 500 of these hotels?
I can't remember. I think there was 100. There's a lot.
Right.
Whether it had all of them on the list, but in Eastbourne, where we are, there are 5 to 8.
Right.
Some of
Just
them,
what, in Eastbourne alone?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's kind of totally changed the dynamic of the part of town that they're in.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's bound to, isn't it?
yeah, but we had a message from Sussex Police saying that our sharing the list might cause division within the community.
Oh, yeah. Is that an offence now, then, causing division within the community? I mean, I don't think it is. And why are the police bothering with a group like yourselves who are simply giving out information which should be publicly available?
Yeah, yeah. So we actually ran 9 protests with them, and we got on really well. We had no trouble.
With the police?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
The police were supportive because what they saw. So when we were on Little Common Roundabout, there'd be lots of bips of support. They could see that the public, the vast majority of people, supported what we were doing.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Because whenever you talk to politicians, because there was a story the other day, we sent a reporter up to one of the sites where a hotel is supposedly going to be shut down in January because it's going to go back to being a proper hotel. And they wheeled out a local councillor to speak to our reporter, and who said, oh, well, of course, the local people here are very supportive of having refugees in their community. But as soon as we spoke to the people in the community, they weren't very supportive of it at all. So the politicians kind of try and give this message that everybody in Britain wants refugees where they live. They don't.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely the case for campaigning in the local elections. I would say out of the 200 people I spoke to back in April, there were only 2 who were supportive of accommodating asylum seekers in North Island.
Right. And certainly most people, when you ask them, even if they say, oh, we must do our share and we must help out and these are desperate people fleeing war and persecution and all the rest of it, you still go, OK, well, do you want them at the end of your road? And they say no.
Yeah, yeah. No, the community...
Which doesn't make them bad people, by the way. It's just normal human behaviour.
Yeah, but, I mean, if it is used as a secure site, we're still worried that people who've helped them get over here will break in to let them out.
Yes.
We just don't know what's going to happen. And actually, if they are going to detain and deport people, they kind of need somewhere to do it like next week, don't they?
Well, I would have thought so.
They don't need a decision in January and 12 months to build the place.
No, well, that's exactly the problem, because, I mean, you know better than me that the North Eye site is not yet ready for habitation, is it? They'd have to do quite a lot of work to it.
Yeah, it needs a complete refurb, and if they're going to detain people, they need to start detaining them soon.
Right. And up in Scampton, the former RAF base, which is where the dam busters emanated from, of course, famously many, many decades ago, you're in touch with them. What's the latest going on up there?
So we've been up there a few times over the past month. There was a stop order from the local council instructing the contractors to stop working, the security people...
To stop preparing it for migrants, in other words,
Yeah, and they've actually done quite a bit of work, but what's happened is that there have been a few arrests. One of the guys was arrested for trying to enforce the stop order.
Right.
So this is kind of upside-down policing again, isn't it?
So the police are actually operating against a stop order which has been issued by the local council?
Correct, yeah. And the police apparently have said that it's not their job to enforce stop orders, but I don't think it's their job to stop members of the public trying to...
Trying to help them to happen. No, exactly right.